Hey YouTubers! Am I on? Yes, I am. I'm on. Hello everybody. I am live. I went on a bit earlier. I said I'd be on at 2:45, but here I am. And I'm with you guys, and it's a lot of fun to be here. Welcome back to JGP Jacques Gaines Photography. Today I'm going to be talking about my recent photo shoot with some dancers and how it went, planning, and that's about it. There's not much more that's going to be there. Maybe I'm selling myself short. Not saying to you guys, hey, this is going to be an exciting live stream, but you know, it's just going to be what we're here to do is just chit chat. I think today is a day about chit chatting about photography. Now, let me get into my little teaser, and then after that, we're going to start right away. So I just wanted to tell you guys that JGP is all about the journey getting to the photo, not only about taking the photo. So check it out. There is behind the scenes, there are photo shoots, there's gear reviews, all kinds of stuff. Also, if you guys get a chance, check out my drone choice video. It's 8 tips to buying the best drone for you. It just came out at 1 o'clock today. I hope you guys enjoy. Another thing I wanted to mention was I have a video out called Why I Will Not Buy the Fujifilm XT2. I think I have as many dislikes as likes on that video, but you guys, if you watch it, you'll see it's just a personal choice. It has nothing to do with the actual quality of the camera at all. So listen, I just want to talk to you guys really quick about something. First of all, I want to talk about an Instagrammer I'm really impressed with. Her name is Rachael Neville. I think she is out of New York City. That's where she does most of her stuff. And what she does is really nice. And I have been an Instagram follower of hers for quite a little while. I really like what she does. She does mainly dance, and she specializes in dance. And if you ever get a chance, guys, go and follow her Instagram. She's out of New York. It says New York City dance and movement photographer. You can see her at rachelneville.com, and she works with some really world-class dancers, and I really love her images. For that reason, as usual, when I see something that I really love and I really like, I try my best to emulate it, or I just jump in and start making the mistakes necessary to get good at what I do. And so I started looking into actually doing a dance photo shoot along the same lines. Now, I'll probably be showing you some pictures. It's nothing as nice as what Rachael Neville did, but you know, I think it's pretty good for what I could do and where I'm situated. I'm up in Quebec City, up here in Canada, so it's not that easy to get dancers and everything to do stuff for you. So I just want to go really quick through this. I used to work at the Quebec City Circus School, and over there I had the chance to work with some dance coaches. So I called them up and contacted them and said, hey, listen, is there any way I can get to work with some really great dancers? It would be a lot of fun. I would like to do that. And I got in touch with 2 dancers. One is named Emilie, and the other one is named Michael. Now, I approached this whole photo shoot like the way I normally approach most photo shoots. I sort of contacted the people, said, here's my concept. They got back to me. They said, and I also like to mention to people, listen, if you need pictures for this photo shoot and you need something, you know, and since I ask these people to work for free for me, I tell them that it's carte blanche on the photos. But I make sure that I brief them at the beginning and say, listen, do you need any sort of photos to promote any sort of thing coming in your career and in the near future? Therefore, I got in touch with these 2 people, talked to them. We got everything together. Everything went okay, but the problem is that the day of the photo shoot, these dancers were very organized and they really didn't have a lot of time in their schedule. And the day of the photo shoot, the girl dancer got what's called a conjonctivite, which is sort of an eye infection, but not a little eye infection. But I'm going to open the window, guys. I'm really hot. Give me a second. There might be a bit of street noise, but that doesn't matter. We're here to have fun, right? So she had an eye infection, and obviously I wanted to get her to have makeup on, so I was ready to cancel the photo shoot, but she and Rachael told me they didn't have a lot of flexibility to do the photo shoot at another time. Therefore, we had no choice but to do it anyway. Looking back, I still probably would have kept my head and said, listen, guys, we can't do this photo shoot. We can't do it today. I think I realize now that anyone with an eye infection, swollen eye, or any sort of thing involving the eyes, you got to stop the photo shoot. You really do. It just can't happen. I mean, the most important thing in every photo shoot, I mean, there's lighting, there's your shutter, your camera, the quality of your lens, and all that stuff. But I think the most important thing is also the subject, and it's by far the most important thing. And if you're going to pay for a makeup artist to be there, and you want to take portraits of the girl, and she's got an eye infection, just stop the photo shoot. I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to tell you guys that that was a bit of a bummer for that whole photo shoot. The photo shoot in general, by the end, went pretty well. We worked around her eye infection, and she was very, very willing. Emily was really cool about it. She said, I'll try to get through it. But see, what happens is you also have a makeup artist who has makeup. And every time she puts a pencil in an eye that's infected, she risks infecting other eyes that she's going to put makeup on. So these are all things to take into account when you're doing a photo shoot. Just want to mention, you guys, anyone who's joined the live stream right away, welcome to Jacques Gaines Photography. I hope you enjoy. Anybody who's there right now live, I just want to tell you guys, if you want to ask questions, go ahead. Ask me any sort of question is fine. I'll try to answer. Today, I really feel like answering questions. Therefore, if you have any questions, you can just go ahead and ask them. Now, I'm going to show you maybe a couple pictures that I did. By the way, I'm drinking a nice wine today. It's Escudo Rojo. It's called. I will leave the actual name of this and the year in the description. It is fantastic. I don't know if you guys can see that, but look at the color of that. It's like almost black. Here, let me get it in the light, maybe. No, that doesn't help. But anyways, it's very good. Sip. Santé, tout le monde. Yes, so I'm just going to show you a couple of the photos that I did. I'm not going to get into live editing or anything like that. I just really want to, oops, sorry about that, guys. Let's go back to here. Screen plus me. There we go. Bring that back up here. Okay. So this is an image right now that has been already edited quite a bit. I will show you what sort of thing I was dealing with. Now, as you can see here, I have already edited Emily's eyes. As you can see, I got a great makeup artist to do the job. Her name is Nat Simard. I will also try to leave a link to her makeup artist skills in the link in the description once I actually look at the archive video. But Emily was really great, but I just want to show you what I had to deal with. Let me show you her eye once I take all this stuff out. I think I can go back in time. Give me a second here, everybody. We will start to see all the edits. I'll go through them at the same time. There we go. That's her eye. Okay, let me see. There you go. Now, not only that, I'll even go even further. That was the real eye. So there it is. I just wanted to show you guys what I did in Photoshop here. Emily had beautiful makeup, but again, her eye was just like almost closed. So, I mean, it was really, really a tough gig. So what I did here was I used the liquefy tool right here to open the eye up. And there's other edits there as well. You can see under the arms and stuff like that. I did some retouches to make sure the skin was nice and clean. I whitened the eye. Now, how did I whiten the eye? Well, what I did is I created a full layer, and I went and used the paint can and dunked full white in the whole layer. Then I inverted the layer. After inverting the layer, I painted with the paintbrush with white into her eye so that the actual whiteness of that layer would pop out. Let's go into that. Let's see. I don't think it's a perfect job. I probably could have done a bit better. See that? I just brought some white in there, but it's pretty natural. It does the trick. It really does. After that, I did some brightness contrast. Let me pull back out again. Brightness contrast. I'm a big fan of the Flern presets, so I use them as well. I did some frequency separation. A lot of the frequency separation, if you check it out, was done along here, what's called la laine. I wanted to make sure that looked as nice as possible and as smooth. So as you can see right there, there's some editing done there. Hey, that's Bao Nguyen right there. How are you doing? People watching and not even a greeting? I was greeting. Are you talking about me, Bao? I thought I greeted everybody. Anyways, so here we go. And then after that, I put in another layer. I popped in, what is this? I'm not quite sure. But in this, another thing I wanted to mention when you edit dancers and stuff like that is that you do have to work with frequency separation because you're talking about full legs and full body edits. So there's a lot of work to be done. After that, I brought in some brightness contrast to dramatize a vignette, the whole thing, because I just love vignette. And there you go. Here is the final. Now, it isn't that bright, and it could be a lot brighter. So I probably could have done a couple edits to brighten this up a bit. Here, I'll just put a brightness contrast layer to bring that and show you what it would look like if it were brighter. I will leave it like that for now, but I just wanted to show you the edits and what I had to deal with her eye. I'm talking about the viewers. Yeah, I know. What can I say? Yeah, Bao Nguyen's telling me that the viewers are not saying hi and stuff. Well, Bao, the only problem is, thanks, Bao, is just that I'm a small station for now. So, and it's also Friday afternoon. I'm not sure if everybody is out there watching and checking it out. So it's a good question. I don't know why, but for some reason the viewers start to pop in almost 15 minutes after I start a live cast. But thank you very much. Bao mentioned that he thought the video, the actual shot was beautiful. Thank you very much. So there you go. That's the first shot I took. Now I have not edited any of this stuff. I have just highlighted and picked and did a triage of the shots. Let me take a sip of my wine. A couple of other shots I did. This is a portrait. Now, I wanted to talk about this portrait just a tiny bit because it's not done with a flash. It's done with constant, if you check out, here, let's go into the catch light. That's too funny. That's the Yanyo 216. No, the Yanyo, the bigger one that has 600 beads. It's an actual LED light, and it produces whatever light you want. It's fantastic. It produces 5,400K daylight or 3,200 or 3,600 tungsten. So I did a couple shots and portraits with Michael. By the way, this is Michael, the dancer that I hired for this photo shoot. I enhanced the eyes quite a bit here, and I did that with Flern, the Flern Amazing Eyes Action preset. So maybe I can go backward on this one as well. Let me pull back out. I just realized right here I could have retouched that little dot under his eye. Sometimes a funny thing with men is that I've noticed that when you're shooting a woman, this is completely unpardonable, depending on what type of shot you got. But on a man, it's almost important to get shadows in the shot to angle out the face as much as possible. Now you can see the lights coming from the from the viewer. It's coming from the left side, therefore I'm getting a shadow. I'm realizing that that's a bit of a mistake right there, but it does bring in a nice shadow, but it seems to widen the nose a tiny bit. Overall, I'm very surprised at the quality of the constant lighting in this one. Real quick, I'll go through what I did in this shot. This is the original shot. Michael already has amazing eyes, and first thing I did is that I think I did some, no, nothing on the second main. I always duplicate the original. Then after that, I put some retouches in. As you can see, some of the blemishes and stuff like that disappeared. I added Flern Amazing Eyes, and that did what it did right there. Lightens up, sharpens the eyes, and it does it all in one shot. Not only that, what's really great about these actions is that you can take the action and decide how much of it you want. I'm at 43%. This is full right here, just to show you to what extent that effect can be strong. So I'll get back at 43. There you go, around there, 43, 48. Dodge and burn. Dodge and burn, obviously, is you go and with the burn, you go darken the shadows, and with the dodge, you lighten up the highlights. I love dodge and burn. I think it's a technique that I learned a long time ago, and I love it. I think it's great. So that's about it. I wanted to show you that. And this is another shot. The only reason why I wanted to show you this shot right here was because this shot right here is Emily and Michael, and I just wanted to tell you guys, make sure that you give yourself a lot of time to edit afterwards when you're dealing with dancers, because Emily in this case is in a leotard, as you can see right here. Let me try to pull this down a tiny bit so we can see a bit more. Okay, Emily's in a leotard and Michael is bare chest. But what happens with this is that you really do have to retouch the whole thing. Now, in this case, I had to go near the butt section and work on that quite a bit to make sure it was nice and clean. I'm not going to get into the details too much on that one, but I just wanted to mention that. Here's a shot I have not done. I had just started the preliminaries. So a couple of things, just a couple of things I wanted to mention is that in the planning of something involving dancers, it is very similar to circus artists. You have to give time for the dancer to warm up. You have to give time for the dancer to get very confident and feel well in the situation when they start to work with you for the photo shoot. And that means a bit of chit chat, a bit of talking with the dancer, and maybe music is also a good thing when you're actually doing the photo shoot. And a couple of last things I also wanted to mention in this was that we did for this shot right here, if I'm not mistaken, I used one beauty dish to the right and a small strip on this side to the left. What I really do like is everything on Michael's face is very well illuminated. It looks great. And Emily also looks great on this shot. Now, the question is, what do I have left to do on this? There's so much you can do. It can be endless. It can be actually endless on what you're doing on these shots. But that's it. That's all I wanted to mention to you guys for now. Oh yes, my Fuji XT2. What happened? Why was there a problem? Now, I wanted to talk about the Fuji XT2 and using it for strobe photography. The Fuji XT2, I used it with a strobe where I was not using any TTL. It was just the normal flash trigger, and it was triggering wirelessly. It was triggering a whole flash, 2 flash units. And it went well, but what happens is when you are shooting dancers, for example, here I'm going to go back to screen plus me. When you are shooting dancers and you have this type of shot, this jump right here, that actual position here lasts a fraction of a second. When you press your button on your camera, when you press your button, you expect the flash to go off and the shutter to go off immediately when you press that button. I had reviewed and done all the settings I need to do on the XT2 to make sure that when I had it in manual focus, I had everything set so as soon as I pressed that button, it was not adjusting anything and it would take the shot. I'd say about 30% of the time, it wasn't shooting exactly when I wanted it to shoot. When I say exactly, I mean like really exactly, because from the shot you're looking at now, you can tell it's got to be right on. Because you as a cameraman have your finger on that button and you anticipate this position right now that you see. Because you anticipate it, when it reaches that spot, you press the button just a tiny fraction of a second before the actual position that you want to get captured happens. That button better shoot when you want it to shoot. Believe it or not, during this shoot, I actually had to go to my Canon 80D at one point because it just wasn't happening with the XT2. Now, is it the fault of the XT2? Is there some setting I don't know about? Listen, you guys, leave comments below and what you think and what you might think that might be beneficial for me and might help me out. But it was definitely a problem that occurred when I was shooting with the XT2 using it with remote flash triggering. Therefore, I just wanted to mention that. That's about it for today, guys. I didn't get a lot of people talking. Bao gave me a nice compliment. I really do appreciate it. I mean, even one guy there is great for me. I'm happy with that. It's kind of fun. So as long as there's people out there listening, it's very, very cool. There's also a stay tuned I also wanted to talk to you about. I recently did a boudoir photo shoot, and I've been doing boudoir off and on when people ask me, and a lot of circus artists like to have boudoir because it helps, believe it or not, it helps to market them as, let me just put it on just me. It helps to market them on a level where they go out and they actually market their circus show. Meg is a circus artist and we work together on a boudoir photo shoot. I just wanted to show you some of the stuff that's coming up in the behind the scenes that I'm about to do. Let me get to that. So yeah, there you go. Let me go back to screen plus me. Okay, there you go. So these are some of the shots. I just wanted to show you some of the shots that I've been editing recently and some of the stuff I've learned from these boudoir photo sheets. You learned quite a bit. Hey, Bao, thanks a lot. Now here, before I leave, I just want to tell you this really quick, and you're going to learn this in the BTS when I do make that video. But what's amazing about anything involving boudoir is the extent to which you get a bonus from shooting in front of a window that's very bright and working with highlights and shadows out of a window. It's unbelievable. A lot of these shots were taken, like this shot right here with Meg is taken in front of a window, and for that reason, natural light is just, it's so hard to beat. First of all, natural light is just a hard thing to overcome, to actually recreate artificially. I think flash is the closest thing to it, but there's something about the softness of natural light that's hard to beat, and it shows a lot in these type of images right here. If I'm not mistaken, if I look at the metadata on this, this is the XT20 with the 56 millimeter. Other shots that I thought were nice. Yes, that's a very nice shot. I thought that was really great. Again, lights coming in from a big window, and Meg's doing her pose right there. Same thing with this, lights coming from a window. We're playing with highlights and shadows, and same thing here. It's really cool to play when you're doing anything involving boudoir, is to play with the whole, how can I say, backlight. Backlight becomes extremely important when you do any sort of sexy photo shoots like this. Therefore, I just wanted to show you that. That's coming up. I'm working on the edit right now of that. Meg is such a cool girl. She's really, really a lot of fun. And I think I'm going to leave the actual photo shoot therapy video that me and her did recently. Well, recently, it's almost been a year now. And it's always a lot of fun to work with Meg. Bao, thanks for sticking in. Guy, you were the only guy there. There's 5 people watching. Thank you all 5 people for watching the show, and I appreciate it a lot. I really do. And I just wanted to tell you that Jock Gaines Photography is just not about the photo, but it's also about the journey getting there. So check it out, guys. Like, subscribe, and don't forget, everybody, keep on making something from nothing.